Alright, now we're going to do question 8. Now for question 8 you have to be careful because you need to make sure that you get rid of the negative exponents by making them positive. So if they're at the top, you're going to move them to the bottom. If they're at the bottom, you're going to move them to the top. So like this negative 4, y to the negative 4, we're going to move it to the bottom and it's going to become positive. So this is what I mean. So here we're going to have 12x6. I'm going to leave space for the y, z squared, over 3x squared, leaving space for the y, z3. I'm not moving those because those are positive exponents. So this y to the negative 4th power, it's in the top, so we're going to move it to the bottom. When we move it to the bottom, the exponent changes to a positive. So now I have y to the 4th power, positive 4. Now this one right here has a negative exponent, and we are going to move it to the top to make it positive. So now I have y to the positive 6. It's not negative anymore because you moved its location. Okay, so then whenever you divide, what do we do with exponents? Let's go ahead and find quotient. Quotient means divide. Quotient of powers, that's the second one. Here we go. What do you do with exponents? You subtract them. So we are going to subtract the exponents. So here we have x6, x2, that becomes x4. Now there's more on the top because there's 6 of them and there's only 2 at the bottom. So you're going to be left with x4 on the top because there's more on the top. y6 and y4, subtract them, that's y2, and there's more on the top, so y2 goes on the top. Now here you have z2 and z3, subtract them, that's z1, but it's going to go on the bottom because there's more on the bottom. I can put a 1 if you want, but I'll just leave it like that. Now, just because you subtract exponents does not mean you're going to subtract the numbers. That only works for exponents. The numbers still follow the same rule. What is 12 divided by 3? 4. And 4 is on the top. It's not 1/4, it's 4. It's like 4 over 1 if you really want to think of it like that. And there we go. There's your answer. And you better believe they're going to put 9. Where do they get the 9 from? Because they know kids are going to subtract 12 and 3. But you don't subtract the numbers, you divide them. Let's go ahead and do another one. Alright. So let's go ahead and move the negatives around. Let's go ahead and leave the 14 and the 8 alone. Let's put all the positives, leave them alone. And then here I have B3. Okay, so let's go ahead and move the C negative 10. It's in the top. We're going to move it to the bottom. So I'm going to put here C positive 10 because we moved it. And let's see, we have a to the negative 2 power. We're going to move it to the top to make it positive. So I have a to the 2nd power, positive. And we're moving the c to the negative 5. We're moving it up to make it positive. So now I have c to the positive 5. And we're going to see what we can combine. So, but first, let's go ahead and see 14 divided by 8. Well, they don't divide evenly, but they do divide by a number. They both divide by 2. So we're kind of reducing it. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now we combine any letters. In this case we have A4 and A2. That becomes, they're multiplying because they're together on the top. So when you multiply, you add exponents. So it's a to the 6th power. And here for the B6 and B3, you're dividing. And what do you do when you divide? Do you divide exponents? No, you subtract exponents. So that becomes b to the third, and it goes on the top because there's more on the top. And then here, 5 and 10, subtract exponents because you're dividing. So that's C5, there's more on the bottom. So C5 goes on the bottom. And there you go. Your final answer.